Hey everybody, this is Rykard here again, and today I'm bringing you a Jolteon set that I really enjoy using and think has a lot of potential in the OU tier. So without any further ado, let's get to looking at its typing, ability, and stats. So first off, Jolteon is the mono-electric evolution that's been around since Generation 1 and has always been a pretty solid Pokemon overall. It gets the abilities Volt Absorb and Quick Feet, and the first one, Volt Absorb, is an excellent ability to have because it gives you an immunity to electric moves and also recovers 25% of your health every time you would be hit by an electric attack, which is really great because Jolteon really isn't the most defensive Pokemon in the world, or doesn't really have the highest HP ever. It's more of an attacker. So any type of immunity you could have on it, as well as being able to recover life from it, is a really excellent ability to have. As for its Dreamlord ability Quick Feet, it's really not as usable on Jolteon, mainly because of the fact that it's just incredibly fast as it is. 130 base speed is one of the highest in the game, and even without the Quick Feet ability, you're pretty much going to be outspeeding a lot of things that you run into. While Quick Feet could be usable to be ridiculously fast and basically nothing outspeeds you at all, Volt Absorb, in my opinion, is a lot better just because it gives you that immunity and that chance to recover HP when you can come in on a predicted electric type attack. But as for the stats, overall it's basically meant to be a speedy special attacker. With 65 HP, 60 defense, and 95 special defense, it's not really the most defensive Pokemon ever, and with only 65 attack, you're really not going to be doing a ton of damage from the physical side. But as for the special attack and speed, being at 110 and 130 respectively, you can see that Jolteon is just a blazingly fast special attacker with a lot of power behind all of the moves that I can use because of that really nice special attack, which makes Jolteon just an excellent Pokemon all around. Um, and now normally seen as just being a speedy type guy, I actually have a set for you today that I think is really useful for Jolteon, and one that kind of gives it a different role than it normally has, while also maintaining its really good ability to deal a lot of special attacking damage and be really fast. So let's take a look at that. So the nature for this set can either be a modest or a timid one. The modest one will increase your special attack and lower your physical attack, whereas the timid nature will increase your speed and lower your physical attack. I personally prefer the modest one to get the greater power because you're fast enough as it is, but if you want to be outspeeding everything that you should and can be able to, you would want to go with the timid nature so that something like an Alakazam wouldn't be outspeeding you. But as to the ability, we're going to go with Volt Absorb, which, like I said, is probably the superior ability regardless on Jolteon. And it also has an added bonus effect in competitive play because if your opponents are choiced in any way, like a Choice Scarf, Choice Band, or Choice Specs, they're going to be locked in on an electric move that you might switch Jolteon onto, forcing them to have to switch out because obviously they're not going to stay in to keep recovering your health because of your immunity. So that's an added bonus of just having this ability. But as to the EVs, you can put 4 into defense, 252 into special attack to give us your max special attack possible, and then 252 EVs into speed to give us your highest speed possible. As to the item, we could either go with an air balloon or leftovers, both of which have kind of a similar role in maintaining Jolteon's health in a way. Air balloon is great because it gives you an immunity to ground, which is your only weakness, so then you have technically 2 immunities until you get hit and the balloon pops. And it also is great because it makes you immune to things like spikes and toxic spikes because you're floating above them, which is kind of key for a set like this because we're going to be forcing a lot of switches and switching out a lot. So any reduced damage that you can take is excellent, which is why you also might want to go with leftovers to recover any HP lost from things like Stealth Rock and other things of that nature. But for the moves, the first one that we're going to make use of is Yawn. And this is excellent because it's a 100% guaranteed sleep move if your opponent stays in. But obviously, why would your opponent stay in when they could be put to sleep? So if they do stay in, they go to sleep. If they don't, they have to switch out, to which you can use Volt Switch and thus gain a switch initiative against that. And that's really cool because of the fact that Jolteon is one of the only Pokemon that can basically force switches and gain switch initiative at the exact same time. And this is really amazing because I honestly, like, it's such a good strategy and a lot of people don't make use of it because it's really annoying to deal with and something I believe that only Jolteon may be able to do. But for the added moves on this set, there are a few that you can go with because you obviously do have 2 other move slots to fill. The first one is either Hidden Power Ice or Hidden Power Grass, depending on your preferences. HP Ice is really great because it'll be good against the abundance of dragons that you'll run into in the OU tier, as well as giving you really solid type coverage with Volt Switch being an electric type, and electric and ice are really good attacking types in combination with each other. The other option that you could go with is Hidden Power Grass as a way to hit things like Gastrodon, which could potentially be common switch-ins against your electric moves, and other things that also might want to not take an electric type attack. Though Gliscor is another common thing that might come in, so that's where Hidden Power Ice is also a better choice. So it's really up to you which one you think you're going to be using more or which one you'll need for your team. But the last move slot is basically also a filler move. You could either go with Shadow Ball or Signal Beam. Shadow Ball is really good because of a Pokemon like Jellicent that you might want to switch into. Since you might not want to switch out with your electric type move right away, you can still hit it pretty hard with Shadow Ball. And this could also work against other ghost types like Gengar that you might run into, and even with the Modest Nature you will still outspeed Gengar. This could also be really good to hit Latios or Latias for super effective damage, which will do more damage than Hidden Power Ice because Shadow Ball has 10 more base power. But also you could go with Signal Beam as a way to deal damage to similar Pokemon, such as Latios and Latias, even though it's 5 base power less than Shadow Ball. But Signal Beam is also really great against a Pokemon like Celebi, which could also potentially be a common switch-in against a Jolteon because it is really bulky naturally and also has that resistance to your electric type attacks. Whereas Signal Beam is a 4-time super effective move against Celebi, so that'll be something to surprise it with, and it pretty much will take out the Celebi regardless of its investment after Stealth Rock damage is taken into consideration if you have that up. But overall, this is just a really solid phasing set for Jolteon, and something that could be really annoying for your opponent to deal with due to the fact that you're constantly causing switches and constantly switching out to gain switch initiative on whatever they might switch to. So that's pretty much it that I have for this video. I think it's a really good set and something that a lot of people should try out, and I personally enjoy using it myself. But that's it for this video, everyone, so as always, take care and goodbye.